You know what you should do. Leave the relationship that keeps hurting you. Start the work you keep postponing. Accept the opportunity. Tell the truth. But you do the opposite. You delay. You pull away. You create an argument. You ruin the moment. We usually call this self-sabotage. But Fyodor Dostoevsky saw something deeper. Sometimes you do not destroy a good thing because you do not want it. You destroy it because getting it would force you to face something you are not ready for. Freedom, responsibility, vulnerability, change. The thing hurting you may also be protecting you. Dostoevsky did not write about human darkness from a safe distance. His own life was unstable. As a young man, he was arrested for his involvement with a political discussion group. He was sentenced to death and taken before a firing squad. At the final moment, the execution was stopped. His sentence had been changed to imprisonment and exile in Siberia. Later, he struggled with epilepsy, debt, and gambling. Dostoevsky knew that a person can understand a destructive pattern and still return to it. That is why his characters rarely behave like simple moral examples. They are divided. They want love and resist it. They want freedom and misuse it. They want a better life and create reasons to remain miserable. His clearest portrait of this problem appears in Notes from Underground. The underground man is bitter, isolated, and painfully self-aware. He knows that his choices make his life worse. At the beginning of the book, he says that he refuses to visit a doctor even though he believes he is ill. He admits that this decision hurts nobody except himself. He does it out of spite. This is Dostoevsky's first lesson. Knowing better does not always mean doing better. You can understand that a relationship is unhealthy and still return to it. You can understand that procrastination is destroying your confidence and still delay. You can recognize your own pattern and repeat it the next day. The problem is not always a lack of information. Sometimes part of you simply does not want to obey, even when the advice is correct. Dostoevsky asks us to imagine a perfectly organized society. Everything is logical. Everything is safe. Every problem has been solved. He calls it the Crystal Palace. But the underground man says that human beings may still reject this perfect world. Because people do not only want comfort, they want to feel free. He compares the perfectly rational person to a piano key, something pressed by forces outside itself, producing a predictable response. The underground man argues that a person may choose chaos or suffering simply to prove that they are not a piano key. This explains why good advice can sometimes make us strangely angry. The moment someone tells you what to do, the right decision can begin to feel like a command. So you resist. Not because pain feels good, because pain you choose yourself can feel more bearable than a life chosen for you. Sometimes, self-sabotage is a rebellion. The underground man is intelligent, but his intelligence does not save him, it traps him. He analyzes every insult, every motive, every possible outcome. He thinks so much that he becomes incapable of action. Today, we call this overthinking. You replay the conversation. You imagine everything that could go wrong. You wait until you feel ready. But readiness never arrives. Self-awareness becomes self-sabotage when it replaces action. As long as you remain inside your head, you never have to test yourself against reality, because action gives you an answer, and the answer may hurt. The underground man wants connection, but he also wants control. This becomes clear when he meets Liza. For a moment, she offers him genuine warmth. But when she later sees him without the image he wants to project, he cannot tolerate it. She sees his shame, his insecurity, his need for approval. So he humiliates her and pushes her away. Dostoevsky understood something painful. Loneliness hurts, but loneliness is safe. When you are alone, nobody can reject you. Nobody can disappoint you. Nobody can truly see you. This is why people sometimes create conflict when a relationship becomes calm. They leave before they can be left. Pride is not always confidence. Sometimes, pride is armor. But people do not only push away what is good, they also return to what hurts them. The same relationship, the same argument, the same habit they promised to leave behind. From the outside, this can seem irrational. But familiar pain has one advantage. You already know how it ends. There is no surprise in it, no real risk, no need to become someone new. A better life may sound comforting, but it also asks something from you. You have to give up the excuses that once protected you. You have to face the possibility that things could change. The pain you understand feels safer than the future you do not. Sometimes, suffering stops being an experience and becomes an identity. At first, the wound is something that happened to you. Then, it becomes the way you explain yourself. Eventually, healing starts to feel frightening, because if the wound disappears, who are you without it? This is why familiar pain can feel safer than an unfamiliar future. The pain hurts, but it also feels like home. The underground man believes he is free because he rejects everything: advice, love, responsibility, change. But he is not free. He is controlled by bitterness. This is Dostoevsky's deeper lesson. Doing the opposite of what people expect does not make you free. If you reject every piece of advice simply because it comes from someone else, you are still reacting to other people. If you push everyone away before they can leave, fear is still controlling you. Real freedom is not the ability to ruin your own life. It is the ability to stop letting your wounds choose for you. The next time you catch yourself ruining something good, do not immediately ask, "Why am I so broken?" Ask, "What is this behavior protecting me from?" What would you have to face if you stopped delaying? What would happen if you stopped pulling away? What would change if you stopped returning to the same familiar pain? You may have to risk failure. You may have to accept responsibility. You may have to let someone truly see you. Because sometimes, the real fear is not that your life will fall apart. The real fear is that your life might finally begin.